For as long as we've known about them, the building blocks of life, all those molecules that make us who we are, have been this microscopic universe we could study, but never really enter. Well, that's all changing. We are right on the edge of a tech revolution that's pulling ideas straight out of science fiction and making them scientific fact. And it all kicks off with one simple question. Seriously, think about that. How do you get your head around something that's billions of times smaller than you are? For structural scientists, this is their everyday challenge. Their job is to map out this incredibly complex, three-dimensional dance of proteins and molecules that's behind everything, from a simple cold to our most devastating diseases. And for decades, their view has been pretty limited. The old way? Well, it meant staring at flat 2D images on a computer screen. Or maybe what you'd call mock 3D models that you'd spin around with a mouse. These were just static pictures, and honestly, they really held researchers back from truly understanding the complex machinery of life. It's kind of like trying to figure out how a car engine works by only looking at a single photo of it. You just can't see the whole picture. Okay, so let's get into this, because what's happening now is a complete game changer. Imagine scientists are no longer just looking at a screen, they're stepping through it. They can now literally walk through these huge molecular landscapes, and they can interact with atomic structures in real time. We've gone from being passive observers to active explorers in this tiny, tiny world. So how is any of this even possible? Let's take a look at the actual technologies that are turning these flat, boring maps into these incredible, immersive worlds. So this new world is basically being built with two key pieces of tech. On one hand, you've got virtual reality, or VR. This puts a scientist inside a completely digital, simulated molecular world. And on the other hand, you have augmented reality, AR, which overlays these complex 3D structures right on top of our real world. So a student, for example, could see a protein floating right there on their desk just by looking through their phone. And that right there gets to the heart of it. This isn't just about seeing things in a cooler way. It's about the ability to reach out your hand, to grab a molecule, to twist it, to see how it might fit with another one. Scientists can now directly mess with and modify these structures like they were Lego bricks, which, as you can imagine, dramatically speeds up the process of designing new drugs. But look, this whole revolution isn't just about fancy VR headsets. It's really a convergence of all these powerful tools coming together at once. We're talking about artificial intelligence that can predict what these structures look like. We're talking about video game engines like Unreal Engine that can render these massive biological systems in real time. And 3D printing that can turn that digital data into a physical model you can actually hold in your hand. And of course, virtual labs where scientists from all over the world can meet up and work together. So yeah, this incredible new toolkit isn't just for some obscure academic research. It's already creating a billion-dollar payoff, and it's completely reshaping the entire pharmaceutical industry as we speak. Just look at this number, a 40% reduction in errors. That's huge. When health professionals train for complex jobs in VR, like in a sterile pharmaceutical manufacturing plant, their accuracy just skyrockets. And this isn't just about safety. I mean, every single error they avoid is a batch of medicine saved, a delay prevented, and a massive cost reduction that can speed up the whole supply chain. And it's not just in manufacturing. A pharma giant like Roche found that using VR for remote teamwork boosted your R&D productivity by 22%. I mean, think about what that really means. Instead of flying teams all over the world, researchers can just meet up inside a virtual model of a new drug. They can compress timelines that used to take weeks down to just days and get potential cures into the pipeline so much faster than ever before. So, what does this actually look like on a day-to-day basis? Well, here's a little peek at the actual software being used. You've got tools like ChimeraX for deep analysis of what are called Cryo-EM maps, which are basically these super high-resolution 3D snapshots of molecules. Then you have platforms like Nanome, which was built from the ground up for collaborative drug design in virtual reality. These are the new digital hammers and chisels for the modern molecular scientist. But there's a huge problem here. This incredible, world-changing technology is expensive. The high cost of the headsets and the powerful computers you need to run them creates this new and pretty profound digital divide. And it raises a really important question. Is this innovation just for the richest labs in the world, or can it actually benefit everyone? This quote from the World Health Organization just nails the problem perfectly. Without access to these amazing new tools, researchers in low and middle-income countries are often just stuck being data collectors for projects that were designed somewhere else. They're not getting to lead their own innovation to solve their own local health problems. And what you get is this really stark contrast. It's a tale of two labs. On one side, you have these high-income labs with the whole suite of VR, AI, and 3D tools. They get to be the originators of innovation. And on the other side, labs in low-income countries are dealing with chronic infrastructure gaps, which limits their role and delays access to new medicines for their own people. The technology gap just makes the global health gap even wider. But what if there was another way to do this? Let's talk about a really powerful solution that's designed to bridge this divide, one that's built on collaboration and making things accessible for all. The whole solution really starts with this idea called open science. It's a movement that's all about making the tools, the data, and the results of research accessible to everyone, everywhere. It's really the philosophical foundation for a fairer, more equitable future in science. And this isn't just some abstract theory. There are initiatives like Project Orchid trying to put these ideas into practice. It's basically a blueprint for an open-source platform designed specifically to give researchers in low- and middle-income countries access to the very same advanced collaboration and data visualization tools as their peers in wealthier nations. Now, building a truly global collaboration network is, well, it's complicated, but you can break it down into some clear steps. First, you've got to harmonize all the rules and policies so everyone's playing by the same playbook. Second, you align the big ideas and the strategies. And finally, you integrate the day-to-day operations so that teams can work together seamlessly, no matter where they are in the world. The ultimate goal here is pretty profound. It's about empowering researchers in low- and middle-income countries to become the originators of their own innovations. It's about speeding up cures for diseases that hit the world's most vulnerable people the hardest, and it's about creating a truly shared global network for science. Ultimately, as researchers writing in journals like Future Medicinal Chemistry are finding out, this isn't just about changing how we see molecules. This is about fundamentally changing how we design the medicines of tomorrow. Which brings us to our final question. The technology to build this molecular metaverse, it's here. It has the power to absolutely revolutionize medicine. But the biggest challenge we face isn't technical, it's social. So are we going to build it as a series of exclusive, walled-off gardens for the wealthy, or as an open, shared world that could unlock the next wave of global health innovation for absolutely everyone? The answer to that is going to shape the future of science itself.